everybody, welcome to another power-up special. For this special, I'm gonna do another part of my game collection here. The last episodes I did those. I did those. Xbox, Wii, GameCube, PS2, PS3, Xbox, PlayStation 1, and now we're moving on to right here, my Sega Dreamcast collection. So here we go. And okay, to make it easier on to present this collection, this part, I took them all out of my thing there, and ooh, I need a dust right there. And anyway, well, here's my collection, so let's get started. Here's Sonic Adventure, one of my first Dreamcast games I ever bought, but not my first one. This was cool because this is my first Sonic game I beat. Actually, quite fun. It was notorious because back in the day, sorry there, back in the, she coughing a little bit, but anyway, this was cool because there's a lot of the faulty discs. I guess the way they burn this game, they didn't burn it too well on disc, so there's a lot of defective copies. But this is a working copy, and I like it. It's really fast. It especially the whale part. So yeah, fun game, not too shabby. And as you know, it had made different parts to the GameCube and as well as part of the Dreamcast collection on the Xbox 360. And I think it's available for download for those Xbox 360 and PS3 as well. But don't quote me on that, I could be wrong. But yeah, good stuff. This game I haven't heard too much. This game I bought. It's alright, I haven't played too much. I guess it's like a Resident Evil type game or something. So, Survive the Terror of Dinosaur Island. So, not bad. Moving on. Soul Calibur. That I actually got not too long ago. Although, this really showed off the power of the Dreamcast, which was really awesome. I'm glad I got it. I have Soul Calibur 2 on GameCube and up there, and Soul Calibur 4 on the Xbox 360, but this is not bad. This is a really good fighting game. Good stuff. Please buy it if for those of you collectors, or those of you people who want to get a Dreamcast, make sure you pick this game up. It's really fun. Also, and look at this. It's a compilation. This is the Smash Pack. It has 12 games, including Sonic on Genesis and Revenge of Shinobi and Phantasy Star 2, among others. But I like it too because of the Dreamcast. It has a light gun game on the disc as well. Right here. Virtual Cop 2. Very enjoyable. It was a good addition to my collection. And here we go, moving on to some fighting games. This Marvel vs. Capcom game, even though I think it was better than the PlayStation 1 version, but what I have a gripe with is that you can't use the thumbstick. You can only use the D-pad. And on the Dreamcast controller, the control pad was not too good. It was alright, but it could have been better. But a decent addition to my collection nonetheless. This case I had for NFL Blitz 2000. The case kind of broke and I didn't have any replacements at the time, so I just got a regular case and put this in here. But anyway, this is a cool little action. This is a cool arcade game. I like it. This one I liked it on. Even though I have this game on the N64 as well, I like this one because it had almost arcade graphics, which was really awesome. Good stuff. And by the way, I also like this game because the Minnesota Vikings, back in the day, they had a good team in this game, which is awesome. And here you can see anybody up for some tennis. This is Retro Tennis. I really like this as well. I got this for cheap. This was also reviewed at the same time back in the day as the N64's Mario Tennis. This one and Mario Tennis are both good games. This is a really fun addition to my collection. It's good action, good controlling, good stuff. Good stuff. And here's another fighting game from Capcom. I like about the Dreamcast. It has some really good Capcom. Capcom really supported it well, especially with their fighting games. I really enjoy. As in here, Capcom vs. SNK, which is I got for $20 apparently. But it's fun, and not bad. If you get a Dreamcast, add this to your collection as well. I highly recommend it. Among all these games, this is a really awesome fighter. I like playing as Ryu and even experimenting with some SNK fighters, which is good. So awesome. And speaking of Capcom, here's another little game I picked up recently, Cannon Spike. It's kind of like a shooter of sorts. But the funny thing is the characters are actually from different Capcom games, like Cammy here from Street Fighter, as well as Charlie from Street Fighter Alpha. And they actually have Mega Man of all people from the Mega Man games, as well as Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins, which is kind of neat. So I picked this up. It's kind of rare. I think it's rare because this game was a little bit expensive. Was a little bit not too up there, but it was not cheap. Well, not expensive cheap, but it wasn't. It's kind of rare. So, but if you can get this, it's not too. It's a cool little shooter. 2 people can play. So, good stuff. Good stuff. And I'm sorry for this one. This kind of see that this is Dynamite Cop. I know. Let's see if I can open this up here. This is a fun brawler I like. This is an enjoyable brawler of sorts. Good stuff. You can use tuna fish to beat up. Use anything in the environment to beat up enemies, and it's pretty fun. Although it is kind of quick. Although 2 players can play, but it is a little on the quick side. But it's good fun while it lasts. It should be pretty cheap now. It's not in high demand, so good stuff. And then also, here's another little arcade action. There's some NBA Showtime. I like this one because this is the last arcade games to be developed, the last home game to be developed by Midway. Well, almost the last one. They made an NBA Hoops, but this I think was a lot better than Hoops. Hoops was 3-on-3 NBA Jam type action. This was still 2-on-2, which I like. And plus it had Shaq. To me, back in the day, it would have been like when I had a friend who liked Shaq, and this kind of sucky that NBA Jam on the Super Nintendo and the older consoles, the Genesis, they didn't have Shaq or Michael Jordan or even Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley was in some early copies, but there wasn't any notable names in the game. I felt like I was not getting my money's worth. It's kind of cool in this game. They actually have Barkley and Shaq. But still no Michael Jordan. But still, that's a lot better. I like that a lot better. And plus, I would always play as the Lakers, even though I'm a Wolves fan. But there's Glenn Rice, which his 3-point shot was insane. So I played as him and just rained threes the whole time. It's really, which I wish I enjoyed. So, if you can, again, this is another, if you like arcade games, which the Dreamcast has a lot of, pick this up too. And again, here's another this is another Capcom fighting game, Street Fighter Alpha 3. This is a very good port. I hear it's out of the ones that are ported at the time, out of the no wait, I could be wrong. I think I'm right. Out of the PlayStation version and this version, this version is more arcade accurate. So, but I like it though. And this one you can use both the thumbstick and the D-pad if you so choose. Hadouken! There's another game, Trick Slide. I played. This one doesn't have any manual or anything, but this is a cool little game too. I think it's set in the future. You go like on hoverboards and fun stuff. Not too shabby. I'm sorry, I don't have much to say about this, but it's not bad. But it's a nice addition to my collection, nonetheless. Are you ready for some football? I sure am. Well, not at this point actually, but this is NFL 2K1 featuring the now retired. Although this guy wants to come back to football, but I hope the Vikings don't get him. I guess at least in this game, he always plays when you want to play. I'm sorry for that joke, but that was so worth it. But yeah, get ready. This year, the whole country is in bounds. But the company that made this right here, Visual Concepts. So because of the Dreamcast, EA Electronic Arts refused to make games for the Dreamcast, thanks to the low support for the Saturn, or both thanks to the debacle with the Sega Saturn, which I still think is a really good console in its own right. But for the Dreamcast, they chose not to make any games for the Dreamcast. But thankfully, this company picked up the slack with very good games with the NFL 2K series, which in my opinion was even better than the Madden's games at the time, which is awesome. So, awesome. So this was the first game I bought, NFL 2K. Again, Randy Moss is on the cover there. He was the cover boy for NFL 2K for a little bit, but yeah, I lost the case. The case kind of like got broken, so I just slipped it into a regular shell case. But yeah. And by the way, in this game, if you're a Vikings fan, this happened after the Vikings were defeated in the NFC Championship game back in '98. But boy, did they get good stats in here. You can really go to town on a team in this game as the Vikings. So, good stuff. Good stuff. And here's some Sonic Adventure 2. This one, it's alright, but it was not as good as Sonic Adventure 1. This also got a port on the GameCube as well. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle or something like that. But it was alright. You know, it's an alright addition to my collection. I haven't finished it yet. The camera can be a little wonky at times, so it's, buy it for yourself. This should be really affordable by now. Buy it and see what you think for yourself. Moving on. Hey, it's Test Drive. This one was a cool little addition. It's just a cool little racing game. It's not too shabby. Split screen-headed racing. Newly upgraded auto paint system. High impact collisions, high jumps, and unpredictable cross traffic. The ultimate thrill ride. But yeah, not bad. And I think it has real cars too, I think. But yeah, awesome. It's zombies! No, it's zombie revenge. Zombies can take revenge? That's weird. I didn't know zombies were that smart enough to take revenge. But this was a cool little game. I think it's set in the same universe as the House of the Dead series, because you actually will visit the Kyrian Mansion from House of the Dead 1, which is pretty cool. But this is not a light gun shooter, it's actually a brawler. But though your character has a gun, and it can... your character has a gun, but he can also punch and do melee attacks, which is pretty awesome. Good stuff. This is a cool little pickup. I really enjoyed this game. Hey, do you want to make some crazy money? This game is this is another arcade, again, as I mentioned, this is another arcade port for the Dreamcast, but a good one. You just be a taxi driver and do whatever it takes to deliver your passengers to their destinations. As it says here, grab the wheel and prepare for the craziest cab ride of your life. And actually too, oops. And actually as well, this is cool because this was ported to the GameCube and the PlayStation 2 as well. And I also saw a couple sequels to it. But good stuff. Okay, and here we go. Here's another. And this was cool. I thought I'd try a snowboarding game for this. This is alright. It's not too shabby. Very enjoyable little snowboarding game. Good stuff. Nothing too much to say, but it's a cool little addition to my collection. And then, look at this! They even made an NBA game again because EA did not want to make any sports games. Again, Visual Concepts picked up the slack and delivered an awesome NBA game, as well as another one right there, which I'll get to in a second. But this was enjoyable and fun. Good stuff. And as I mentioned, here is the sequel, 2K1, which was the first half, had online multiplayer. Yeah, this was very fun. It's improved on stuff. You can play as historic players from legends from the 50s all the way to the 80s. So yeah, really fun game. Really, really fun. Good stuff. And look, it's The House of the Dead 2. I also had this on the Wii, but I like this one too because I can use it to play it on that for the more arcade experience. But it's good stuff. I really like this game. Really enjoyable and fun. And here you go. Here's another light gun. Not light gun shooter, but another Capcom fighting game. This is also good. Power Stone 2. This is good. I have that one too, the first one, but these two are awesome. And this one had 4-player fighting mayhem, and this is good stuff. And by collecting 3 stones, 3 gems, you get really superpowered and do awesome stuff. So, good stuff. And of course, here's the first Power Stone. Same thing, and also very fun. And I think I reviewed this one as well. I reviewed this on an early episode of Power It Up. So, good stuff. And also, by the way, these two are, as I mentioned in my review a while ago, are part of the PSP Power Stone collection, which is awesome. Which you should totally buy if you don't have a Dreamcast and can't pick these two up. Pick up, even if you have PSP. Even though the Vita's out, if you have a PSP, pick it up. Good stuff. The Power Stone collection. Good stuff. And here's another light gun shooter for the Sega Dreamcast, Confidential Mission. This was very enjoyable as well. And I like it. It's pretty fun. The acting, of course, like House of the Dead 2, is really cheesy, but good stuff. Good stuff. And as I mentioned, want to make some more crazy money? Sure you do! But here's Crazy Taxi 2, the sequel to, this is the sequel to the first one. This, I don't think, got ported to the PlayStation 2 and the GameCube, but I know that Crazy Taxi 3 got a port to the Xbox One, not the 360. But yeah, this is good stuff. And here's Marvel vs. Capcom 2, another awesome Capcom fighting game. This was awesome. This, to me, had 56 characters, which is awesome, and you could go out of town on this game. You could have a lot of fun. When my friend comes over, we play this a bit and really have dreams. We have some really good matchups and some really good games. And this is also very rare. Even though now it got a release on Xbox Live Arcade and PlayStation Network, I like having the actual physical copy. And on the Dreamcast, no doubt, which is awesome. So, good stuff. And also, by the way, this game is also more rare. This game did come out with the PlayStation 2 and the Xbox, but it's more rare. Like it didn't have that had because at the time the license at the time for the Marvel game, for the Marvel license, was expiring, so they couldn't make so it had a bit of a lower print run. So if you can pick up an Xbox or a PlayStation 2 one, cool for you. But actually, out of the three, the Dreamcast one is more arcade accurate. So prepare to pick that one up if you can. Hey, boxing! Get ready to rumble! But anyway, this is fun. I'm not gonna say too much. But a good game. If you can pick it up, pick it up. It's good fun. And that's all she wrote. And by the way, and where else can you play as a guy wearing an afro like that? Awesome, huh? Hey, they even made a truck driving game. This too is an arcade port, I believe. But anyway, it's not too bad. Very fun. You know, it was a nice little pickup. Thought I'd pick it up just for the heck of it. Good stuff. And here's another one, some Grandia 2. This is an RPG I picked up for it, but I should really finish this game. This is a really enjoyable RPG. I should really finish this. Good stuff. I have to thank one of my friends from Level Up for suggesting this game. So, good stuff. Good stuff. And I believe, by the way, for Grandia, they made a couple more on the PlayStation 2, and they even remade this game for the PlayStation 2, I believe. So, yeah. And here's some Jet Grind radio. This is cool in the shell shaded style. You can tag, grind, and trick to the beat. So yeah, it's a cool little game. If you can't buy this, I know it got a port. This game got a. I think they made a Jet Grind Radio Future for the Xbox One, the classic Xbox, not the 360, and that's pretty cool too. So, this is a cool little unique title. So, well worth playing. And this, I think that this is an open game. This is one where I guess it's like a dance game, but this is a homebrew. Because it doesn't have you can see it doesn't have the Dreamcast logo. Somebody gave this to me. It's not bad. I haven't played it yet. I just left it unopened. So, and then here is a little Gran Turismo clone, basically, but it's really enjoyable. I played this a little bit, but I am really bad at it. But it's not bad. I got it for a deal. Very enjoyable. Although I really suck, I'm really bad at it. But not too shabby. For those who like sport racing simulations. Hey look, it's Tony Hawk. Back when he was good. Again, I have this one as well. I have these two. These two are excellent games. And in fact, I think these are the two best Tony Hawk games in the series. Are these two? And this one is cool. This one had a park creator. You can make your own skate park course, which is kind of neat. So, good stuff. And you can make your own guy in this one too. So, anyway, good stuff. And this I found as well at a store. And this is more like it's just a run-of-the-mill shooter, but it's a fun little, overhead shooter. Just shoot stuff, and it's all good, And it's not expendable. And then here's some Jedi-powered battles. This is the much better Dreamcast version. The PlayStation version was much more worse. And they fixed a lot of stuff in the Dreamcast version over the PlayStation version. But if you do see this game for Dreamcast, please pick it up. It's really fun. But if you see it for PlayStation, please, for the love of God, do not pick it up. It is broken and it's ick. But this is awesome. This one is, yes. This one is a bit better and much more refined, per se. So yes, awesome. And may the Force be with you. And finally, and here's another, right? And here's some San Francisco Rush. This also was kind of neat, a cool little racing game. Again, as I mentioned, the Dreamcast had a lot of had a lot of arcade ports, but that wasn't a bad thing. It's pretty good stuff. But this game was pretty fun. Back when Midway was still around making awesome games like this. But yeah. And finally, last but not least, a Bangai-O. This one was enjoyable. I was trying to look for this game. I saw this on an episode, I think, on the episode of The Gaming Historian. Although he didn't mention it by name, but I know I kind of guessed what it was, and he did a little piece on the history of the Dreamcast. And I kind of liked this game. I was like, wow, what game was he playing? And sure enough, it was this game. So I picked it up, and I really enjoy it. It's really good. It's really fun, and you can have the time of your life making billions of things explode. I couldn't say it better. IGN.com. Well, that's all there is. That's my Dreamcast collection. I apologize. At the time of this video, I think it's March. Let's see here. March something or other. Yeah, March 9th. I'm getting a new. My tripod had broken. See, my poor little tripod. Oh no! So I'm ordering a new one. So hopefully I'll get one. So then I will start. So power up, resume shooting once I get that. So anyway, thank you for watching very much. I'm so glad you were able to watch this. I'm happy I'm able to get out this awesome video. Well, thank you very much for watching. And of course, stay tuned for another episode of Power Up.